Hi everyone, welcome. And we have a very special guest with us this evening. We have Sarah, known as the Skin Witch, and she's an award-winning skin therapist, a facial fitness instructor, chi beauty practitioner, and cornea therapy specialist. And yes, she's also a practicing witch. And she doesn't follow fleeting TikTok trends because she knows that not all skincare is skin care. If your heart resided on the outside of your body like your skin does, you would poke, peel, scrub, and strip it? I think not. So, with a deep understanding of the skin's natural functions, Sarah blends science, energy work, and holistic rituals to support long term skin health. Her approach is all about nourishment, balance, and working with your skin, not against it. So, she's joining us this evening. Sarah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, and yeah, happy to be here. I was a bit
Brilliant.
nervous at first, but you've got to reframe nervousness for excitement, haven't you? So
Yeah,
this is
that's true. That's true. Tell us a little bit about your journey, like your spiritual journey, and how things got started for you to get you to this point now.
yeah. Well, I haven't always been Sarah the Skin Witch. Yeah, I was like 20 years ago. It was quite well, about 22 now. It's quite a different story. I was like a full-blown alcoholic, proper. Yeah, really bad. Life fell apart, lost everything. Um, Proper rock bottom. So, yeah, I got better. Obviously, that's why I'm here, still here to tell the tale. But I used to, I don't make no secret of it. I have it on my website, and I said like 20 years ago, my face was lucky if it got a swipe with a wet flannel, let alone anything else. And it's like, wow, time fast forward, and now I'm helping like. And it's mainly women, even though, men are quite welcome too, but it's mainly women who are interested, and probably a lot of the time, like women my age, because I'm 54 now. Um, and yeah, so because I think, wow, your skin looks really good, and I thought, well, it's a wonder, but the skin's like your biggest organ, and it's self-renewing, and you can still, yeah, kind of turn things around. Well, you can with your life as well, not just with your skin. And that's what I did. I got into like my witchy path when I started, well, I was in recovery. And it was just through gardening, really, and it kind of fascinated me about, observing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. I just found it fascinating how the same plants come up at the same time every year. And it sounds really boring, but it won't to you, ladies. You can get it. And that's what kind of got me into the witchy path and the wellness path. And then I went back to college at the age of, I think I was 43, and became a complementary therapist, mature student. And then later on, I kind of specialized in skin. And how I got into face yoga, I started doing it in lockdown, and then I trained to be a teacher of it because I couldn't do treatments on my own clients. And I thought, well, even when they do come for treatments, even when it's not lockdown, there's like a gap between doing a facial on someone and then, the time when they might only come once a month. Well, that's quite a lot for some people, or every 6 months. And I'm thinking, well, apart from skincare, what could they be doing that kind of, to bridge the gap? And I'm all about empowering women to take charge of their own face and the way it ages. I mean, if I can look like half decent after doing all that to myself, like all that time ago drinking, and it was really bad. It was to the point of shaking in the morning and having to drink vodka to stop the shaking. I was like almost point of being dead. That was how bad it was. So yeah, so it's like a proper turnaround, like 360 degrees. And yeah, so I've been practicing. Yeah, I'm in a coven as well as like witchy school. And I've been for about 15 years. So it kind of, yeah, it all intertwined into wellness and spirituality, and that's how I got started really. But with face yoga, um, because it's about like the muscles of the face as well. So it's all well and good using good skincare to look after your skin itself. But what about everything that's underneath the surface of the skin? And I always say healthy skin relies on movement beneath the surface, but then I say that don't mean to say you can just use soap and water as well. But yeah, it stands to reason we exercise the muscles of the body. Well, some of us do. I do it now and again. I go to Aquafit with the old people. Then I realise I am the old people. So yeah, so the way the muscles of the face are different for those of the body, because we exercise the body, or we should do, so why not the face? We've got like over 57 muscles in the face and neck. But the way they're different from the muscles of the body. So the muscles of the body, for one thing, they're bigger, and they kind of connected bone to bone, whereas your facial muscles, apart from your chewing muscles, them are different. They insert into the skin. One end of the muscle inserts into the bones of the skull, and the other end of the muscle inserts into your skin, into your facial skin, and that's how we make expressions. So if you think about it, you can't make your arm look sad, because it's like just bone to bone, the muscle, whereas it's really like we're the only animal, well, that's debatable, on Earth, who can make intricate facial expressions. So it's our way of communicating with the world. You can see when someone's like had a hard life. Well, I mean, I suppose you could say that about me. You can't tell I've had a hard life as I do face yoga now.
Do you think it's true that it takes more muscles to frown and look sad than it does to be happy, or is that vice versa? I forget.
They do say that, don't they?
Yeah.
So with the facial muscles, some are overused and some are underused. So facial yoga is about creating balance in the muscles. So the ones you don't want to be toning up, because they don't all need toning up, some need releasing of tension. So as I was saying, like most of the facial muscles are called mimic muscles, so we can make expressions. The other type of muscles on the face are masticatory muscles. I think I said that right. So you've got your chewing muscles. So if you place your hands on the side of your face between your cheek and jawbone and just open your mouth, you can feel them pop out. Them are your masseters. And the strongest muscle in the human body for the size, do a lot of work, and they can cause a lot of problems as well when they become tight. Can
So
get
I know one of our ladies has had Botox into that kind of muscle to try and release it. Is that something that you've heard of?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I used to do intraoral massage to relax these muscles. So they call it buccal massage, but which is quite a daft name really, because the buccinator muscles are your blood. They call it the trumpeter's muscles because if are sucking and blowing. So if you do, you can see them pop out there. So and so it's short to buccal muscles or buccal as some call it, but it's quite a daft name for intraoral massage because these aren't really the ones that cause the problems. I mean, they might get weak and causing like facial drop, but the ones that cause the problems if they're tight are these masseters. You can get headaches, jaw pain, um, neck pain as well as making your face look quite bulky. So like if they're overdeveloped, your jawline can take on quite a square appearance, a bit manly, not like us delicate ladies, like a bit bulky. So we work to release these. So I sound like a broken record when I'm teaching my classes. I say, relax your shoulders, soften your jaw, and breathe deeply, and relax your forehead as well. So I was going to show you a little point. It's an acupressure point. You might know it, Julia. It's called a
No,
yin.
no, I don't know
Oh,
it. I need help.
I
We
mean,
only,
I'm not an expert on Chinese medicine, but I
yeah,
do know a trick or two. Uh,
yeah.
so if you keep your shoulder
Oh, is
relaxed,
this because the liver? I know the
it's
liver's
in the
around
eye.
here.
The liver is across the eyebrows.
Ah,
So
okay.
apparently, I'm showing a lot of wood energy in Chinese medicine because I've got number 11s. Even though I do face yoga, it's not a cure to just erase wrinkles. But what I say to my ladies, it's not about having a smooth, wrinkle-free face. It's about looking vibrant and healthy, and it's about how you feel on the inside. It's not just about a bunch of exercises to make you look younger. It does do that, but it's not going to. It just kind of gives you that kind of glow that comes from inside. And when you feel good, you look better anyway, don't you? So,
Yes.
so anyway, yin tang it's called. It's your third eye as well. And it's between the eyebrows. So it's a well-known calming point to relax the whole body as well. And you know, anytime you're feeling stressed, you can tap into this point and you can hold it for anything from up to 30 seconds to 3 minutes. And if you want to lie down and put a crystal on, you can leave it on for another 20 minutes, which you probably do in
Because I
your,
get quite a bump there now. Um,
yeah. It's
yeah,
a muscle underneath as well. So
it
it's a
feels quite
triangular.
tense. I've been rubbing it lately
Yeah.
because
Well,
I looked on a face map and it was supposed to be like the liver. So I thought, oh, I've got
yeah,
alpha one antitrypsin. I've got like a liver issue,
yeah.
and I get a pain around my side, which could be my liver. So I just press it there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's a liver energy across here.
yeah.
If you've got like one crease between your eyebrows, it means you've got suppressed anger throughout
Oh
your life.
yeah,
If
I've
you've got
definitely got
two,
that.
like me, it means you've had short bursts of anger throughout your life. If you've got three,
Rage,
four.
cosmic rage.
So you can massage it, but you can just hold it
Okay.
as well. But massaging, we're doing face yoga because we're not just thinking about the energetic properties of it. We're thinking
Yeah,
about working on the actual muscle to release tension. Uh,
yeah.
but if you just hold it and take some nice deep breaths, you feel instantly calm. And there's one of my friends is an acupuncturist, and he says when he sticks a needle into that point, he said it's not just the person who gets relaxed, the client. He says you can feel the energy in the whole room go down.
Yeah.
So that's your yin tang. And also if you put like a bit more pressure on, it's going to help release tension as well in the procerus muscle, which is a fan shaped like triangular muscle. I think of it like a
Yeah.
pyramid. I call it the avatar, you know, like the avatar, the film. So
Yeah.
in the face yoga, we kind of hook our thumbs underneath. So we're not digging in under the bone, we're just lifting the flesh and then, you know, holding it like a triangle.
I have like an issue where sometimes it looks like my eyes are not open, especially when I'm on camera. And
Right.
I saw somewhere about kind of pulling the eyebrows away from the bone. And I guess
Yeah.
that's a thing to
Yeah.
do, isn't it?
Because
Try and make my eyes look more open because they look very small, don't they? And because I want my eyes to at least look like I'm open.
right, well, I'll show you an exercise for that as well.
Yeah.
So it's always good to relax the forehead because I'll show you a diagram. So the junction between, we've got a big dominant forehead pair of muscles called the frontalis muscles. I'll show you, I've got a diagram here. Um, so when these often get overworked, um, you know, like these are ones that want relaxing as well. We don't really want to be toning them up.
I've got some little lines there, which generally go because I do access energetic facelift. So these are like little pockets of energy, and I usually can lift them. But I've not had many clients lately because
Right.
I gave up my clinic. So, so I've got these lines coming back here, these
So
energy
what you need to do with this, so well, you can see the brown bit there, not that, that's part of your chewing muscles, that's your masseter
Wow.
that I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
And this one's your temporalis. So these are muscles. So
Yeah.
if you clench your teeth, your temporalis, you can feel it tightening, you know, on your temples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then your chew muscles. So your frontalis muscles, so that they're
Yeah.
like heart-shaped muscles. Um, and here, like that.
Yeah.
So when we're releasing the eyebrows, it's a junction between the muscles around the eyes. They're like donut muscles called the orbicularis oculi. So most people, so the reason we get, I call them Wi-Fi lines on the forehead, Wi-Fi lines. So the reason we get them, most people, when they open your eyes, I'm going to get you to do it. So open your eyes as wide as you can. Right, yeah. So you're doing what I tell you not to do in face yoga. So watch me when I
Yeah.
open my eyes really wide. Well, I didn't do it right then. What's the difference when you did
Don't
it?
know.
You're not doing it now though, because you're
Oh,
copying off me. So, right. So when most people, I tell them to open their eyes really wide, they do that. Right.
right.
And so you can see I'm not using the muscles, them donut ones around the eyes. I'm using these frontalis to raise my eyebrows. And that's how you get.
It's like Elvis and Priscilla Presley, and he used to make her look up without using her forehead, so
Yeah.
she wouldn't wrinkle, right?
Yeah. So
And
that's
so
what
he used to
causes.
slap her in the face.
When you get, so over time, if you keep doing it, they're going to become permanent. So my son, he's only 27, but you know, like he always used to think he had a big forehead. So he was always raising his eyebrows to try and make it smaller. And I'm not kidding, they become permanent the more you do it. And he's got deeper lines on his forehead than me, and I'm 54 and he's
Yeah.
27. because
Right.
it's just repeated movement. So it's like a concertina. So we've got muscles, but not only have we got muscles, the fascia, what is like, if you think of an internal body stocking,
Mm.
it's like fibers of tough collagen that run through and around the muscles, but it runs through your skin, through your organs. It connects everything together like a suit, like an internal stretchy suit. But when it becomes, so if you keep bunching this up, even if you relax the muscles, the fascia becomes stuck. So if you think of like, you've seen an old person and they've got like a dowager's hump, and it's
Yeah.
just the muscles that become overstretched, and then it pulls the bone structure, and the fascia becomes molded into that shape. And once it's like, because it's really strong material, it's really hard to kind of
Yeah.
pull it back again. So we work on the fascia, releasing that. So these are the muscles. We don't really do much toning on these, but we tone the muscles around the eyes so they can move independently, the forehead. So we do a lot of work just moving the eyes. So
Yeah.
the one, do you want me to show you one or?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Right.
But
So anytime we're working on the face, you don't want to be up here with because
sorry.
there's no point releasing tension in the forehead and then creating it in your trapezius muscle. So yeah, I always say, keep your feet nice and grounded on the floor and breathe. You don't hold your breath as well, because that creates tension in the body. And then, so what we're going to do, we're going to secure these big dominant muscles of the forehead. We're going to smooth it out with our hands. So we don't want to be doing this and making sure there's creases under the forehead. We want to make sure it's smooth. So you can rest your thumbs on the top of the head, and then you can lift your eyebrows, because it's okay if it's smooth under there and they're lifted. And then we're going to open our eyes as wide as you can, but keep your eyebrows down. Don't let them come up anymore. And then open your eyes. Just try and use the muscles around your eyes and imagine them like a donut shape, and try and keep that forehead relaxed, and just hold for 10 seconds, but don't hold your breath. So breathe. 1, 2, open your eyes and keep your forehead still. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then just close your eyes and relax. Bring your arms down. And now try and do that without putting your hands there. And see, and you build up muscle memory, and it's quite, like the muscles of the face, they respond quite quickly because they're very small and thin and flat. So they don't take as long. That's the good news. They don't take as long to get into shape as your muscles of your body. So now open your eyes as wide as you can. So look, you're not doing that now. See how quickly you've kind of trained. I mean, it does take practice, because you catch yourself doing it. So I always
Yeah.
say, if you live with somebody else, get them to tell you when you're doing this or you're doing that, frowning. I must have been frowning all my life before I started doing facial, because I have still got,
Mm.
and it's not because I'm miserable, it's because I'm always concentrating.
Yeah, because I do like whole videos and I look back at it and it's like, are my eyes even open? Everyone must think I'm like, oh, so spiritual, but I don't mean to. I mean, I literally feel like I've got my eyes open,
Yeah.
but I haven't, because it's
Yeah.
like really
It
strong.
just needs, so we work on strengthening these. So
Yeah.
I want to strengthen them. So that strengthens them by opening them wide without, relying on this, because when this is overworked, these muscles around your eyes get weaker because they're not doing any work. Your forehead's doing the work, and we don't want that to be doing work, because it'll mean it gets creased. So for example, I mean, I don't like to, I'm not being like judgmental, but like Simon Cowell
Mm.
on the X Factor. So he has like lots of Botox and things like that. So he has a really smooth and shiny forehead because he's got Botox, but his eyes, they kind of look
Yeah,
small.
smaller. They're getting smaller, aren't they? Like
Yeah, because even
sagging a little
though
bit.
he's frozen the muscles,
Yeah.
he's got a smooth forehead, but don't forget, even if you freeze the muscles by putting Botox in, gravity is pulling everything down.
Yeah.
So the weight of his muscles in over his eyebrows are kind of dropping down.
Yeah.
Because he's not working on, he's
Like
not going
there
to be
is one
doing.
eye that's looking really like lazy, isn't there, on him? Yeah.
Yeah, and they're kind of like that. And it's because he's not doing exercises on the muscles around his eyes. He's just had Botox, and then everything's kind of going south. So,
Do you think you
what?
can change your actual eye shape? Is that possible to change, like
Yeah,
make it
well,
much wider
yeah,
looking?
definitely.
I'll be
When
able to do that.
I've
Yeah.
not, I've not got the picture, but I can dig it out for you if you want to see it. I've not got it. I should have got it out ready, but it's
Right.
like I've got thousands of pictures of people's faces on my phone. So when I met Kirby, it's like 11 years ago, and I'm not kidding, my eyes looked really hooded then. Much, even though I was much younger, and I look younger in the picture, but my eyes was kind of like that, but
Yeah.
like they don't look as kind of.
Yeah, because mine are quite, there's a big hood there now.
But all you need to do is work on their muscles around your eyes, because the skin's attached to muscles. So it stands to reason by strengthening the underlying muscles, it lifts the skin that's attached to it. It's got to do, hasn't it? And it opens up the
Yeah.
eye areas. So that one is training your forehead not to move while you open your eyes wide.
I feel
So,
like I'm really intense, like looking, trying to open my eyes, like really
and
intensely.
another one to exercise them. So we'll do the eyelid lifter. So if you get your middle finger, keeping your shoulders relaxed, keeping your jaw soft. So the end of your eyebrows, lift the outer corner of your eyebrows with your middle finger, and then bend your index finger, and then place it on the orbital bone beneath your eyes. And then tauten the skin at the side of the eyes. And then squeeze your eyes half shut. So when you're squeezing them, think about squeezing them into the inner corner, because that's the way the muscles work. They kind of go like that into the corner. So keep them open with your fingers and then squeeze. And you should feel a little flutter. Can you feel that little shake?
Oh, yeah, that feels really weird.
Yeah,
If
so
I'm being
all that for
honest.
10. Keep squeezing, and that is exercising the muscles around your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keep squeezing and keep breathing. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, that felt really weird in this eye. This
Yeah,
right eye felt really uncomfortable. But
probably
yeah,
because it needs working
that's
on.
really funny.
And if you've got one that's like kind of more dropped than the other, because mine, I have like a lazy eyebrow. When I get tired, this eyebrow drops. So you can work on one side more. You want to work on both, but you can work on isolating, work on one more than the other to kind of create balance.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, you will not believe how many exercises and techniques there is for the face.
Yeah. What about for these lines here that we get?
Nasolabial folds,
Mm.
smile lines. So a good one. So this kills your tongue, this. But so
Oh,
what you do,
I've
stick
seen
your
you do this
tongue.
before on video. Yeah.
You see me doing it.
Mm.
So try not to tense the back of your neck when you do it, because you'll
Okay.
automatically back tense that. Stick your tongue really hard up near your nostril and slowly move it down the crease, past the lip and into the chin. Slowly, and keep breathing. And then the other side.
That's really hard on the tongue, isn't it?
Isn't it? But what is good about anything when we're using the tongue, we're
Mm.
toning this double chin area as well. So you're pushing that out, and then
Yeah.
also toning under ear as well.
Mm.
So
Yeah, we had a lady on Chris Lager from America, and she was talking about breathing in and out through your nose with your
mm,
tongue relaxed on the roof of your mouth. And I couldn't do it at first, and now that's my go-to meditation breathing that I do. And it started to tighten all here.
yeah,
It's definitely
yeah.
changed in the last month or so. Yeah.
It does make a difference with the
Yeah.
tongue. That's where it should rest, on the roof of the mouth.
Mm.
So yeah, that is a good one as well. But what I will say, when you're doing tongue things, exercises, right? So stick your tongue up in next to your nostril again, right? And now feel your chin while you're doing it. Your chin. How does it feel? Does it feel all tense?
Mm. No. Should it feel tense?
Well, you don't want it to feel tense, but
Okay.
usually, I'll stick it in your cheek. You might not feel
Maybe
all
down here,
hard.
down this way, yeah. When it's up, no. When it's down, yeah.
Right. Well, when we're doing stuff with the tongue, usually it creates tension in the mentalis muscles of the chin. So anytime, can't see if I can find, I've not got all my diagrams out, I've got some out. We can see them on that, they're not highlighted, they're kind of there in the middle. You've got a pair of muscles in the middle of the chin. And I always go on about an orange peel chin, because even though when you're doing exercises with the tongue, it's kind of you end up tightening this muscle, and it's not a muscle you want to be tight either, because you can get like a dimply chin, like orange peel. And so these muscles, when they become tight, they go up. And you've seen people with a ball, like a chin and a crease. So we want to always, you want to like relax them. So you could even like support your lip and stretch them down, because they want to be stretched down. And also, like some people, you see them and they always look sad, don't they? Like that. The corners of the lips are
Yeah.
down.
I'm starting to get like jowls.
So because there's different things. So face exercises are one thing, massages are another. So I kind of combine release techniques, massage techniques. So the morning classes I do, we don't use any oil because no one wants to be messing around with oil first thing in the morning, messing their hair up. But on a Sunday evening class, what I do, we tend to use oil. So I forgot what I was going to say now.
What kind of oil would you put on your face for the massage?
A good one, a go-to one is jojoba. It's spelled jojoba, but it's jojoba because it's more like a wax than than an oil, but it's skin similar and it's not going to clog the pores, because some oils are comedogenic, like coconut oil, for example, and that kind of like clogs your hair follicles up and your pores. So yeah, that's what's said about the corner of the lips. So you depress the angular oris muscle, um, they end up, whereas your mentalis go up when they're tight and you need to lengthen them down, the ones at the corner of the lips are called depressor angular oris, and these pull your corner of your lips down when they're tight. So you need to lengthen these. So we support under the jaw, shoulder relax. And even though we've not got oil on, so we're stretching the connective tissue, the fascia as well. So you kind of support under the jaw and stretch up towards the corner of your lip. And it helps to lengthen the muscle. And also that's a muscle we work on inside the mouth as well with the intraoral. So I was saying before, we do different muscles in the lower face. And then what we work inside it as well. But I always say I wish I could get inside my eye sockets and kind of work out the wrinkles like I do inside the mouth.
Yeah.
Take your eyeballs out and get in there, stretch the muscles out and then put them back.
What do you think about those rollers that people use?
You mean like derma rollers or
Like the
acupuncture?
gua sha, whatever they're called, and all
Oh,
the
right, yeah.
things.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about microneedling, yeah, because
Yeah.
I was about to go on a rant
No,
about.
you get those crystal rollers and you get those
Right.
thingies and
I don't rate crystal rollers because I don't really think they're doing much. The only ones I don't mind are textured, because I've got some gua sha rollers that are
yeah.
like tractor tire, so they've got a bit of, getting a bit of movement. But people are talking about rollers, but if I'm doing gua sha, I tend to use, like a
Yeah.
tool like that, heart shape. I know there's different ones. Yeah, because in my classes, the only tools, because I try and make it simple so people aren't having to buy lots of stuff. For the facial, they don't need nothing, but on a Sunday, we do hands-on massage or, um, like with facial cups or gua sha. So we do,
Yeah.
work on the jawline. So even though I say to people, massage on its own isn't going to tone your muscles. It conditions the muscles because it's bringing all that circulation and softens them. Have you got any tension? So even releasing tension in the jaw and chewing muscles is going to give you like a facelift, because when you've got tension, it's dragging everything down. So it springs up just without even doing any exercise, if you're releasing tension. But I always say, would you get the body of an athlete if you went for a full body massage every week? Well, no, you won't, would you? Because you've got to exercise it. A massage ain't going to tone your muscles. Only exercise can do that. Same with your face. So when people say, "Oh yeah, face massage tones your face," it doesn't, because how can it? I can't tone someone's face up for them. You have to do that yourself, like your body. And that's where the exercise comes in. But don't get me wrong, massage is useful. It's like they kind of complement each other, but you need to do both really.
Yeah. So the
So,
question there about the masseter, how to release the tension in the masseter
right.
muscle, yeah.
So a really simple one. So when you're doing it, So you can start at the temples anyway. So your temporalis muscles. So you can
Yeah.
just sink in with the heel of your hand, because you want to release these as well, and then relax your shoulders, get a nice posture, lengthen up through the spine, and then sink into the muscles. So you're not going to be just rubbing the hair and sliding over the hair. We're doing static circles. So if you sink down with the heel of your hand, open your mouth slightly to soften your jaw. So you're relaxing these masseters. And then just keeping your shoulders relaxed, just do some circles. So you can do one way, first of all, and then we can change directions and go do some in the other direction. Keep breathing, always.
So is it like lengthening the muscle? What
Yeah,
we
it's kind of like, yeah, well, what another one for lengthening. So you
yeah.
can the chew muscle. So that's kind of releasing the muscles. And then what we're going to do, we're going to rake up through the sides of the head, through the temporalis muscles. And then we're going to hold their muscles up. And then we're going to go open and close your mouth. And you can feel these masseters stretching. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
And that's a really good one to help relax the masses. Not so you're like straining like that, just nice and just, so you can feel that stretch. It's nice and relaxed, but not like
Yeah.
that. Open and close. And then moving down to the masseters. So you're keeping your mouth slightly open, because when your mouth's open slightly, it relaxes the muscles. Because when you open them, it just tense them too much. So
Yeah, that's why when people sleep and their mouth is open, is it because of the master muscle? Because
um,
like it's in the
I
night and they're just like,
suppose if they're really relaxed, you like your mouth's hanging open and it. But some people
yeah.
grind the teeth at night, don't they?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
definitely.
And that causes tension. So to relax these, nice easy way. So if you're 3 finger widths from the side of the face, because if you remember where the masseters are there.
Yeah.
So sinking in, you can either use your finger pads or your knuckles, depending, as knuckles is a stronger release because it can be quite uncomfortable, painful. So we're going to sink in, we're going to do 3 positions. We're going to do just under the cheekbone, and then halfway between cheek and jawbone, and then just above the jawbone. So sinking in, and then just increase the pressure as much as is comfortable for you. But you don't need to go crazy, because it's better doing it more often than a load in one go and making it sore, pressing too hard. And then just breathe and keeping your mouth open slightly.
You're just pressing and breathing.
Yeah, just pressing in. And it does feel quite tender when you're doing it with your knuckles. Does it feel sore?
No, I think I'm
No?
doing it wrong. Yeah. What about you, Joe? How do you? Because Joe's got really tense master. Yeah.
And then you can move down halfway. Some bits might be more tender than others. She said, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it does. So you don't have to, you can ease off if it's too uncomfortable. You don't have to force it, because it's like laying flowers at the door. If you go in muscling in with a bulldozer, they shut the door. It's like your muscles, but if you lay some flowers on the doorstep, they might come out and have a look, see who's there. And then just above the jawbone, same thing.
Because when I press here, I feel like I'm getting, like, is it like the vagus nerve? I don't know.
Vegas, there's loads of nerves that run to your face. Vegas, it's like the back of the neck, and it runs to a lot of the major organs in the body. But yeah, it's so
That made me sneeze. I've got this big flush of blood coming up. So
have you?
something's definitely released. Yeah.
Oh, have
It's
you got
like,
a nosebleed?
no, it's just like, I don't know, something released here made
Oh,
me sneeze. And then it was as if my ears filled with hot blood. Like,
wow.
yeah,
Well, but the thing is, it's like when you're working, don't forget as well, a lot of the meridians, when we're working on the face, we're also working on the body, because a lot of meridians work, we're hitting
yeah,
acupressure meridians, so it's affecting the body. So, and when there's tension in the face, it can become stuck, like the chi, which is the energy, it becomes stagnant. And that's why Botox, I mean, it's not like, oh, I'm against it. Everyone's got a choice what they want to do. I just choose to do natural rejuvenation. But yeah, Botox, it causes like stagnation of lymph and blood circulation and chi, which is your vital life energy. So yeah.
Wow. So what's that chi beauty that you do?
Chi beauty. So I'm not very good at explaining the science
Is that
behind
the
it.
gold balls?
Yeah, the gold balls. It looks really pretty, doesn't it, on social media? So
It looks a bit weird, like if
it
when you
is
see
weird.
photos of people with the balls on their eyes and
There's only 7 practitioners in the UK. It's from Australia. So Kathy, who invented it, she's an acupuncturist, I think. And it's like it's not new. She's been doing it like 20 years, but it wasn't initially, for skin. It was for wellness, people with, well, it was for skin conditions as well, things like psoriasis, not necessarily beauty, but proper skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, and they were seeing such, and then they noticed the actual rejuvenation benefits with the skin, anti-aging properties. So it works on chi, the energy, and it works on the connective tissue, and it even works on, even though they don't talk about it, it lowers like cortisol levels, in the brain. So it's kind of because each little tiny magnet, because people think it's like a string mask they're all joined together, but I have to put them on individually. And in a treatment, there's probably about 2,000 of them little tiny balls. They are magnets covered in 24 karat gold and they stick together. So you can pick a bunch of them up and I have to rearrange them. I put them on acupressure points, certain key acupressure points on the face. The first one we put on is the yin tang point. You put a little cluster of magnets there, what we was working on at the beginning, because then it just calms the energy. Then we put one here, and they kind of they talk. As soon as you put one magnet on and then another, they sense each other. So you can put one on your foot and you could put one in your face and they sense each other straight away. So they create a static magnetic field. So they work where you place them on acupuncture points and acupressure points, and they ping off each other as well. So around the back of your head. So they don't just, and they're affecting the body as well because you're tapping into meridians and that. And it kind of just sucks the wrinkles out. And I've had some really good results with it. It does sound woo-woo, but it's based in science, It's like, yeah, really cutting edge, but it's like an alternative to Botox and things like
yeah.
that.
So is
And
it something that you can do on yourself, or do you have to do it with a
we have
practitioner like
we
yourself?
have Chi Beauty home kits. So the home kit, it's got them same little gold balls, which are exactly the same as what we use in professional treatment, but they come on little sticky patches. So obviously you don't use as many as you do in a treatment, but they stay on for longer. Whereas when I'm doing a professional treatment, they stay on 25 minutes. Um, when you do it at night. So if you're putting a home kit on, little sticky patches, so you put them on key acupressure points. It's called a matrix, and then you go to bed and just wake up looking fresh as a daisy in the morning because it works on hydration as well. It's kind of brings up bio nutrient-rich biofluids from the deeper layers of the dermis. So it's kind of feeding the skin from within. And if you put any topical products on the top of it, they penetrate a lot deeper because the magnets kind of suck them in, suck in your products as well.
You ever find gold balls everywhere?
Yeah, even when I've hoovered up, they're always all over the floor, but you wouldn't believe it. I think I brought my washing machine with them because I don't know, they got me washer. They must be like bundled up in towels and stuff, but the washer, yeah, it had a big clump of them. And even though they are 24 karat gold, they've gone black because they go a
Wow.
bit discoloured when I've used them in a treatment because people always ask, well, can't you use them again then, balls? I said, no, once they've been used once. That's quite why it's quite an expensive treatment because they go,
Hold on. So they're 24 karat gold, and then
yeah.
what do you do with it after the
You
treatment?
give them your plants in your garden, crush them up because they've got magnets in, like powdered magnets, and give them back to nature. That's what you can do. So they are
Wow, that's
biodegradable, but yeah, that's why it's quite an expensive treatment because you can only use them once. Because they do, you won't say, well, they're just magnets. Surely you could use them again. And it's same with the home kit. I said, well, your skin uses antibody, uses the energy. And then they become spent. And you can tell when you put two magnets together that have been used on the skin, they kind of like when they jump together. But when they've been on the skin and used, they go together but slowly, you know. Yeah, it's really,
Yeah.
and they look dull. They don't look as sparkly when you've because
Yeah.
it's bent. Yeah.
Do you teach the Chi Booty courses?
No, the only training for Chi Beauty, well, it's for practitioners. I mean, anyone can use the home kit. Teach people how to use that, but Chi Beauty is for like therapists, and you have to do like the course. It's online because they're based in Australia, so you can do the course online. She does lives with you, like one to one. But yeah, it's really good. But a lot of yeah, people we're kind of a bit behind here. People don't really understand what it is, you
Yeah.
know. So it's kind of not took off here, really. You know, if you go to London for a treatment, they charge you about £350.
Wow. How much are you charging on your treatment?
So even up here, it's quite dear. So it's like £149. But I do partial treatments. So I'll do like a lower face or an upper face and then do other stuff on the other area. It's not like that the rest of the face don't get anything. Wherever they want to focus. So that's like 79. And I add LED as well because I've got the most
Wow.
powerful LED device in the world. So that makes it doable because then like one time they could have the upper face done or another time the lower face. But it is what it is. It's just because it costs a lot to deliver the treatment.
Yeah.
So the full treatment, it's like 149, but you're there at least 2 hours. So in the great scheme of things, it's not as dear as
Yeah,
Botox.
that's I think that's really reasonable for like 2 hours experience.
Yeah, because
That's
they're
what it
there a
is,
long
isn't it? It's an
time. And
experience.
when people come to me for treatments, I don't work like a conveyor belt. You know, it's a good job I don't work in a spa because I would have been sacked years ago because I just take my time because I can. Because we've got a crystal shop as well. My
Yeah,
husband.
what's your crystal shop called? I forgot.
It's called Earth Spirit Healing Gardens. So it's not just crystals, it's like a spiritual shop. And that's where I met my husband in Crystal Carol's. I met him at Crystal Shop and now got our own. So he
Yeah.
looks after the shop and he does energy healing like you do, Reiki. And I just do my facials and teach my face yoga. And
Yeah.
so so
So
yeah,
have you got online courses that people can sign up for?
for my face yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a few different options. So I've got an upcoming introductory workshop. It's it's on the 24th of April, 7:30. I've not even started posting about it yet at yeah, on a Thursday evening, 7:30, and it's going to be recorded as well. And it's called Face Yoga Quick and Dirty.
Quick and dirty.
Quick and dirty. So you're getting kind of a smaller version of my main course. So it's like I'd probably pick out like the most um the best. Well, they're all good, but you know the ones I deem the most effective, important techniques for each area of the face. Because like I've got an online course, so I've got 6 master classes for each area of the face and neck. So there's fabulous forehead for the forehead. Then there's perky peepers for the eyes. Nifty nasal labial folds for the smile lines, cheeky chops for the cheeks, sensational smile for the mouth and lips, and jubilant jawline and neck for the jawline and neck.
Yeah.
You buy them all. So they're £35 each, and you get lifetime access for them. And each, I go through all the exercises for that area of the face. And at the end of it, you get a full workout, like a seamless flow. So it's not just listening to me talking. I put them all together in a way where it flows for about 20 minutes. So you might do one, you know, like if you had the whole course, you might do one day, one another. So that's if you bought the old course, it's 139 and it's like lifetime access. So, and there's a lot of material in it. Another way you can work with me, so the quick and dirty workshop, that's only £29. It's about 90 minutes, and you get 6 weeks access to my Skin Witch Academy, which is 3 live classes a week and my whole library of replays. So there's loads to go at. So literally, you learn everything I know in them classes because I don't hold back. I teach you everything. And then you can just go off and do it yourself if you want. But why people stay in my club? So anyone can just join my club. You know, because I taught you through and we do like workout routines because people, there's loads of stuff out there on the internet, but it's like piecing them together on YouTube. Look at this exercise, look at that. I do seamless workouts, like you go to an aerobics class, but it's like a gym membership, but for your face. So, and it's not boring because I switch it up and they're always different. So there's a lot of repetition because there's only so much you can do with a face. And but I do it they don't know what's coming next because I do it in a way, keeping it interesting, and I do different things because I know loads of different ones. So yeah, and people don't tend to do it on their own because they think, oh, I know all the moves now, know how to do them properly. And they think I'll go and do it on my own, but then they come back because they don't end up doing it because they're not motivated, and that's it. Because even with facial, it does work if you work it. If you know, because people like the idea of it, but then they run out of steam and can't be bothered. It's like going to the gym, but it only works if you do it consistently. And that's why I show up 3 times a week and do bite-sized chunks instead of just doing like loads in one go. It's the little and often. So that's why it makes me do it, because I have to show up and do it for the class. Otherwise, probably I won't do it either because it's a commitment. But you know, if you want to, like, you know, a natural path, it is, isn't it? There is no quick fixes, you know, not really, you know, with anything, with healing, with facial rejuvenation. But I'm 54. I've been practicing facial for 3 years. It doesn't take 3 years to see results, but that's just how long I've been doing it. You don't have to do it every single day. And yeah, people say, oh, your skin looks good, but I do try, I do work at it because I've got to answer. I've got to practice what I preach. So
That's amazing. We've really enjoyed this so much, and we'd love to have you come back on again and tell us more
yeah,
things. We really would. Please tell everyone how they can connect with you, like your website, your Facebook, Instagram, that kind
yeah.
of thing.
So me, I think it's, oh yeah, I've got it on my t-shirt. So my Skin Witch website, and well, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. So it's the Skin Witch, but it's not witch with an I, it's witch with an I. So you can see that's my logo, the Skin Witch with a like Harry Potter writing. I've got my spoon here because I was just going to show you a little
Oh
exercise.
yeah, let's do the spoon.
So the Skin Witch with a Y. Someone said, why are you witch with a Y and not an I? I says, because I was already taken on Instagram. And I kind of like the Y. It's a bit like
Yeah,
you.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
How do we use the spoon?
right. So you like this one. So call it spoon lift. So even though we don't want to be thinking about toning these masseters, the zygomatic major muscle, it comes from the corner of the lips to the cheekbone. And when you smile, so this is a genuine smile. You're using that muscle. You're lifting from the peaks of your cheeks, but you're engaging the eyes. That's why it's a genuine smile muscle. When you do a fake smile, you're not engaging the eyes. You're using the risorius muscle. You know, the eyes aren't moving, and that's how you can tell whether it's a genuine or a fake smile. So by lifting the corners of the lips, even if you do a little tiny smile, you're activating their muscles, which want to lift the cheeks, you know, so you get contoured cheekbones. So this is like weightlifting for the face. So it tones them muscles. So what you do, you get a teaspoon. You can do it without a teaspoon, but this adds a bit of resistance, you know, for like at the gym when you're lifting weights. So you stick it between you, like that, and then lift it up and down. And it's working his muscles. But what you can do at the same time, you can pull back towards your ears, smoothing out the nasolabial folds. Not so it's not just like that with 45-degree angle, and making sure when you do that you don't create creases around the eyes like that, making sure you don't want to be creating creases somewhere else. And then you can do it like that. Keep breathing, keep your shoulders relaxed. Open your eyes wide without wrinkling your forehead.
We're gonna try it.
Yeah.
We'll try it and we'll let you know.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Oh, thank you so much.
How
And
quick that's it, that hour.
yeah, we're really fast. We're really fast. Thank you so much.